Hello, how are you today? Well, the elections are over, and I don't know what you think about the result. You know, I don't vote. I voted one time, and I think it was in the last elections, and the only reason why I did vote is because of the abortion in Colorado. And then 5 months later, our governor decided to allow abortion up to nine months. So yeah, my vote didn't do anything. And I have realized that this is election again. I can't say I'm disappointed, but maybe I am just aware now, even more than ever before, that I cannot always blame our politicians for what's going on in this country. Or I cannot even constantly or complain the forces that changed our government, and you know who I'm talking about, Babylon the Great or the Vatican, for what's really going on. We also have to, and I said that in my last video, put the blame where, or the responsibility where it really should be, and with the people. And this election really showed that very clearly again. What were these people motivated by, or most people motivated by? What was the motivating factor? At least, let's say with 60% of the people. It was abortion. My question is, did they know what they were doing when they changed Roe versus Wade? Because what really happened? People that were for abortion now had a reason to make sure they vote Democrats. Now, somebody's going to say, oh, wait a minute, they didn't know that. That wasn't their reason for changing it. Why not? Why, you don't think the Democrats are thinking that way? They're thinking, okay, how in the world, what do we have to do to get people to vote more Democrat when we know right now that, it doesn't look very good, does it, for the Democratic Party? That they probably will lose a lot of votes. Why? Because they don't have a good track record right now with all the things that they're doing. But the people speak. Oh no, from now on, you know what? We cannot blame the judge anymore on Roe versus Wade. We're not have to say, oh, that was somebody else voting. No, right now we have the people voting in every state. We have people voting right now for abortion. Most people here in Colorado, they already decided. Montana already decided even not to assist babies that are born, or they're not born, babies that are aborted and live to terminate their life. Not to assist them. Even if they could live on their own. Yeah, that's what they have decided in Montana. I mean, they topped everything. And I always thought, oh, Montana is a good state. Republicans say, no, obviously not. Obviously not. Now, I'm not saying that, that Republicans always are for or are against abortion. I'm not saying that. Because if that would be the truth, then, our presidents, our Republican presidents would have really done a little more. But they didn't, okay? So they didn't. They had no interest in changing anything. So no, we're going to wait until people are ready themselves to vote for abortion. Oh, we're going to take that right away. And so everybody is now on heightened alert, and we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to vote Republicans to keep abortion in our state. The right to abort in our state. Oh yeah, I would think that a lot of people were motivated exactly because of that. But it shows exactly the attitude and the mindset of the American people. Which last week I said, oh yeah, those true believers, ha ha ha. What true believers? Yeah, of course we still have true believers left over, but they're now in the minority. They're now in the minority. Why? Because we allowed these forces to come in and destroy our Republican or our democratic, whatever you want to know, our free mind. No, right now we're motivated by strange things like abortion. Of course, abortion was always a political a tool to move the people. Always was. Every election. Well, I like I said, can't say that I'm disappointed. I mean, that I am far beyond being disappointed in the American people. I know there's still good people in the United States, there's no doubt. But we also see, is that a corrupt mind? What should we call it? I don't know. I mean, I understand people say, oh, at least I want to have at least a month, decide whether I want this, whatever, life in me. But if I wait longer than a month, if I wait until the 9th month to finally decide, wait a minute, I was raped, I don't want the baby. There's something wrong. I know the day I'm raped, I know I'm raped, and then I know, hey, I don't want this, whatever is forming in my body. Okay? I know it. But if I wait until that being in there is developed and is a human being, I don't know when that happens. I mean, some people say the minute you are conceived, it's a human being. And maybe we never sat down and had that discussion. No, because we decided that this baby in there is part of the mother, and the mother has the right to abort it. No. People know. We can't think that way. But then again, this is what we're now determined to believe. That's what we want to believe. Okay? That we can go all the way to the 9th month to kill a baby. A baby that could actually live and breathe on its own. Live on its own. And my question is, how in the world do they get that baby out? That's my question. How do they get that baby out? Do they have to tear it to pieces? To get it out? Do they do C-section to get a big baby out? And the next one is, what are they doing with the body parts? Because that is a big thing what they're doing today. I think they're selling the body parts. But, yeah, this is what has happened during this last election. Very significant. The U.S. people, the American people, showed clearly where their interest is. And it also then shows, of course, Satan and the powers behind our government, how far these people are to mislead them. Because, see, once you're misled, and that's what it is, you're now misled. You are now following Satan's ideas. No respect for humanity anymore. No respect for humanity. We are blinded by our what? Selfishness. We're blinded by our selfishness. And people, that makes us being blinded to other things. We saw that during the pandemic. Okay? We saw that. Total blindness. No, we cannot think on our own anymore. Well, maybe we do think on our own, but what are we guided by? Are we still guided by our Constitution? Are we guided by the freedom for everybody, equality for everybody? That means the unborn child too. Okay? The unborn child. Are we even interested in our own child? If I feel my child's heartbeat, that's what, the 4th month, 3rd month? I feel the heartbeat. I feel the child moving. How can I still abort that little thing, that little baby that's inside of me? And I'm going to talk openly about it. I'm going to openly about it, people. Everybody has the right for their choice. What they do with their body, absolutely. People, you can do anything you want with your body. Pull off one of your arms, one of your legs, poke out one of your eyes. You can do anything you want. But once there is another person involved in it, that's where it stops. And yes, we need to think about, when does human life start? Okay? We have to, maybe we never thought about that. When does human life start? Is it the little embryo of that human life? Is that considered as a human? And that's what we should have really done, people, since the 70s, since Roe versus Wade. Oh no, wait a minute. My body, my choice? No, people, it is your body, your choice. But not when it involves another human being. Another human being. No, when we call it baby, it's a baby. It's a human being. If it's a fetus, it's a fetus. But we don't call a 6-month-old baby a fetus. I don't think so. But see, that has horrible, horrible consequences. What we have done this election. Horrible consequences. Why? Because what do you think God's going to do when we are a nation, and right now we are, okay, we are in the maturity, a nation that offers their babies to Baal. Because that's what they did in the Old Testament time. They offered the baby to Baal, whatever reason they used. We do the same thing. We offer our babies to Baal. And they're babies. I don't care. Think about it. When does this baby, when do they start being a baby? Not like this little blob anymore. Because that's what we need to. I know some people think, oh no, it doesn't matter. Conception, that's when it starts. Okay, then you need to do that, just make that decision for your own self. But it is very obvious, people, when it's a baby. It's very obvious. And so the question is, how does God look at that? What's the consequences of a nation that goes that far astray. We used to call ourselves a Christian nation. Why? Because Christianity, let's call it Christianity, was the major belief in this country. I cannot imagine that when somebody agrees to abortion all the way to the 9th month, they're Christians anymore. That is definitely out. Okay? It's definitely out. They're not, they cannot be, you cannot be called a Christian. Sorry. Okay? No. So we are not a Christian nation anymore. We have given up that right to call ourselves a Christian nation at this point. No, we may have some Christian people still that still go to church, that they have name Christians, right? They look like Christians. They even believe the same thing as Christians, right? They go by Jesus, rules or whatever. But then there's a smaller group yet that really only follow Jesus. Only follow Jesus. Not the world, not the crap that's going on in this world. You know what I'm hearing lately? Christian stations already playing Christmas songs, talking about Christmas. Okay? Sorry. I cannot listen to that stuff anymore. I'm sorry. Okay? Why? Because that opened the door to deception. That was a long time ago, people. But it opened the door to deception. And we continue it. And we open more doors to deception. And our kids are exposed to more deception. How many parents turn the TV off when there's shows that include or at least talk to their kids about homosexuality? Almost every TV show has homosexuality in it lately. I watch them. I don't have any kids sitting next to me. What do parents do when they have stuff like that? Well, we're allowing it, right? We're allowing it. We're opening the door to these evil, or should I say, deceptions. And we open the door a little more to more deceptions. A little more. If we're not understanding and realizing, we're not living in a Christian country anymore. Okay? Yeah, not even fake Christian country. No, not even fake people. We cannot even say that we're fake. Fake Christians still pretend like they're really following these things that Jesus tells us. Okay? But no, we're not even fake anymore. There's still some fake. 60% were for abortion. Let's say 40%. Within those 40%, there is some fake Christians, right? They still pretend, oh, we're Christians and we're only doing it that way, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, those name Christians. But we're not a Christian nation anymore. And if we're not a Christian nation anymore, our Constitution will be destroyed. And we have seen it this time, okay, with the past 2 years. What happened during the past 2 years? How much was our Constitution attacked? And we were deceived. We were deceived by our own president. And these people that voted again for this president, for the Democrats. Now, I know it doesn't matter whether you vote for this side or this side. You know that. I am not on either side, people. Either side. But when our president comes out and says, oh, somebody is attacking democracy, and he himself tries to snuff out our Constitution, then you know something is wrong. Not just recently, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Biden was using this word, somebody is attacking our Constitution, not the Constitution, is it our democracy? Our democracy is attacked. Yeah, people, no. He's the one who attacked it. Okay? He's the only one who attacked it. There's nobody else that attacks it but him. If you are a president, you cannot support the Constitution no matter what. No, don't talk about democracy. But then again, the word democracy is kind of strange anyways. Have you ever noticed that? Do you know what democracy is? Today, first we think democracy is, the rule of the people. But no, that's not. It's the rule of the majority. And that's why I have a hard time with that word too, democracy. Because it's the rule of the majority. So we're voting and saying, okay, wait a minute. Hey, most people vote for abortion, right? Because that's what we are seeing this election. That means we have to abide by that. We have to fall with the rest of the people. Is that what it is? But that's what democracy is. And then I heard this German politician, he was also building this idea about democracy. Oh my goodness, democracy. And then we have to obey the laws of this democracy. That's not what our Constitution says. Okay? Yes, we vote by a democratic process. But people, democracy is not what we have because the individual's liberties are important. Okay? Even if I may vote for what? Biden? No, I didn't vote for Biden. But even if Biden would be president, and most people voted for him, does not mean that he can decide for us. Majority does not decide for me what I can do, and I think a lot of people are confused with that. Oh, democracy. We have democracy. Exactly what does that mean? The majority rules? Is that what democracy means? Or is only that it's that through democratic procedures we vote? See, our Constitution is different. It's built on individual rights, that each person is to be respected and has individual rights. And people who scream democracy, they want to destroy that. Yeah, democracy, right? We are voting in certain laws in the democratic process, but then everybody else has to bow to these laws. And many times we can't do that because our conscience, our liberty of conscience cannot go along with it. Like for instance, we cannot go along with an abortion law. I cannot go along with aborting babies all the way up to the 9th month. Whether people like that or not, I do not agree with it. Period. No, that is not democratic. But, you know what? Maybe God thinks the same way. Most people, are just totally poisoned. What can he do? When he went to, of course, Lot, remember Sodom and Gomorrah, he went to Lot, or was it Abraham? Actually, Abraham. He went to Abraham and said, I'm going to, tell Lot to get out. I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And I don't remember how the story went. You can go look it up. And I actually talked about it once. If I find 100 people, would you please not destroy it? Okay, how many good people does God still find here in the United States that follow his commandments or you really follow Jesus? How many? How much longer will it take before, hello, there's nobody left? Because we're all too busy. We're all too busy. Yeah, people, I think these elections really showed me quite a lot. I again was confronted really with the corruption of America. I kept talking about the corruption that happened behind the scene, behind the government. Babylon the Great, how it corrupted the United States. How the Christians didn't really get involved with their kids anymore. Let them just do whatever they want or watch whatever they wanted. Really gave up on them. And now we got 60% of the people, it probably could be more, agree with an abortion law. That's important to them now. Not, whether somebody is respecting our Constitution or not. No, that becomes the main thing right now. Okay? The main thing. People, I'm coming to an end. How much longer will God watch? How much longer? We're running out. We're really running out. And I think really strongly that the wrath of God is already on its way. And we will not be able to stop it. So many think, we need to repent and then everything is going to be fine. Really? You're going to find people that repent. You're really going to find people. No, you're going to find people that walk out the door, the churches even. The churches that are already corrupt people. It's not that, the churches are good. No. How many churches can you find that are truly following Jesus, that have not bowed down to the false teachings of Babylon the Great? Just look at the people, all the churches that do not preach dispensationalism. If you don't know what dispensationalism is, well, find some of my videos that have dispensationalism on it. I talk about dispensationalism. Because I have talked about it. It's this false teaching that has entered most of our churches. And then we are still Christian churches. Coming to an end. Yeah. Red wave. And one more thing, red wave. I keep hearing red wave. I think what they're saying, they were hoping that the Democrats will really win by far. Yeah, no, not happening. But, yeah, that hope is still there. No. Babylon Gate is now working with the Democratic Party, not the Republican. Used to be Republican Party. Now it's the Democratic Party that they're working with. Of course, because the Republicans are more conservative now. But, hey, people, no, voting doesn't help anymore, believe me. It's too late. I don't know, somebody said that too. It's too late. There is no way. A lot of people actually do realize that by now. Okay, it's too late. Our government, our country is too corrupt. We are on the way down. We are going to fall. Just like Rome fell, we are going to fall here soon. Okay? We're going to fall. We're going to crash. And that crash also is the end of humankind. There's not going to be another empire except the empire of Jesus coming. We're going to fall. There's not another one that Satan is going to use. The United States is the last empire. It's the beast out of the earth. Now, so many people don't even know that. Okay? Why? Because they're deceived. They're deceived. And people, I cannot say anything about the world out there. The 60 or 75% of the world out there. You ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about the people in our churches that still believe wrong end times prophecy. They don't even know what the beast is. They don't even know that we're in the last days. Oh no, we still have the Antichrist coming in the 7 year of tribulation. I'm going to shake my head because people continue to believe it. No, you know what? They don't even care if end times is coming. Oh no, we want to live right now. We don't care if Jesus is coming or not. He'll come sometime after our death. Anyways, I shouldn't start a new topic, should I? I'm coming to an end. Because it's getting dark too. Let the Holy Spirit guide you always.